approximately 900 to 1,000 students. Just this year we have almost 200 students is held. So I think today he wasn't able also to come and feel well. His leg still he will be shot, but I think someone's gonna push him on the wheelchair.
We'd really like to, and KSU just lived it. You know what we are teaching, but could we be doing anything else to prepare these 3 new teachers? Those sorts of things.
And also we did the video.
The iMovies.
And they're already practicing in their classroom.
That's great.
In the creating the culture. Into the lesson. And we're waiting for her curriculum. The ones that we're seeing on the screen is the cultural week. Always happen on March 30th. It's a big holiday, but we always observe it as an activity for the students to perform their culture from each of the regions.
So this, can I just elaborate more on that quickly before we cut soon or take up your quizzes?
Tell us, please.
If you didn't play, it happens every year. We celebrate our cultural day, which is a naval holiday for the entire nation. So us at the school, we celebrate, we do it in a week, 1 week celebration of it, but we do some more like competition in promoting, encouraging the traditional practices in our culture throughout the week. So they compete, we even put scores, which region has the more scores that shows that they practice all these traditions. Boys went out there while the ladies start pounding tarots and all that. So we display this every year. It's something that we promote through our culture, and we and all those.
I love it.
What's that? Last time was Mr. Romolo was the one to do it.
It was fun when we see our leaders standing and doing all this.
Don't hire us to be consultants, but hire them. I mean, just say do a workshop for their colleagues on Google Classroom, because they know how to do it.
When my colleague we joined, his colleague Reza. Reza also guided us through technology using survey and Google Forms, and I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that this is the fastest and simplest way to do surveys, do inquiries, and then it's automatically analyzed.
Yes.
Instead of doing manual. And that's where I see that this PACMED program really have a very good way of preparing our staffs. Not only that they learn themselves, but she came back and said, hey, why don't you guys try this? It's simple, it's faster. And that's just an example out of many. And that is one thing that I also share, that it's far more effective our colleagues when attending this program. And I hope to see that it's improve or even continue.
Well, our director is here too, because she's such a strong cultural leader. I know when we were talking about our summer cultural classes, we were going to do rope making, right? Because that is a dying art, and we just didn't quite get it ready, but breadfruit and all that food conservation, preservation, and so on. Any other things you can think of? But when you're doing observations, oh, I wish this teacher would be better at the hook, or I wish they would be better at group projects, or I wish they'd be better at assessment, or when you're out there watching, what are there things you see?
I think that all our teachers here, we need more teacher workshop, because since we have our 4 PACMED graduates now, then we're planning to have them do the training for our teachers. Especially how we've, after Reza taught our students with the recycling. We did last year, we did
Christmas recycling.
It's
Is it on that?
And this year we're planning to continue
And
that.
what was it?
Include all the students, because last year we just had the department determined, but this year we're planning to do the whole school with the Christmas lighting.
wonderful.
Yeah, we did that, just a small portion, but we're hoping that all the buildings will do it this year, for
Nice.
Christmas, before the Christmas break. Just that little one here, man, all the families of the student really came and take picture around. And that's it, it fits all over.
Yes, absolutely.
And all the materials just made out of bottle, plastic bottle, plastic form, everything just for recycle. We create like a place where family comes and enjoy themselves taking pictures before Christmas.
Oh, nice.
That's
Very creative.
I think that time director wasn't here yet. I think that's the during
I started in January.
So this year you can really look forward
Yeah.
to what's going to happen around Christmas. Are you guys collecting the plastic bottles and things from the families? Is that how you're sourcing all of them?
Yeah, the student brought it.
They have to bring it from home. Yeah, that's great. So it's saving their home
Did you
trash.
have to pick up? Huh? Yeah. That's right.
We're just talking about something that they can prepare for PACMED classes, and that can be integrated in the lessons at Chuuk High School campus. I really encourage you to maybe start, if we're planning on using making rope. So with Chuuk High School campus, you can start something that you preserve the coconut husk. Because it's making rope is from coconut husk, this stage. So every time you husk, you store it. Yes.
Oh, this like
Yeah, can you show?
this?
That's the strongest rope.
Yeah.
So students made that?
No, this are some of the artifacts in my class that I have student present on.
Maybe let's hold it.
So I did one of their presentation is doing a presentation on processing, essay process. So they brought all those artifacts and do a presentation.
Yeah. It's so place-based.
Yes.
So I really encourage you to High School campus, KS and Vice President, and if you find a spot around the campus where you can just dig like a hole where water is there, and every time you ask us, you just put them inside the pond, something water. Because that's how, so, I got it. So, it's breadfruit season, we can start preserving now. Bring the breadfruit, part of the class, and preserve it, and this,
I can really smell like apple.
when March comes, you have already
The
stored.
Stored.
So, my gosh, I am really an expert for preserving.
So maybe you can comment to
Please,
this,
I
how
like to do
to
that.
put it into the
Even the-
leaves.
Wrapping it in a special skirt.
Dr. Mara is teaching the class this fall where each group does a 5-day unit plan. And it could be on.
The only thing that limits us in pursuing all those. That's why every year, as you can see, the clubs, debating clubs, nursing all these programs, it's because of the teacher certification. That we cannot even hire a local or traditional without a degree to run such programs. That it's
That's a requirement
vital.
from
That it's
that's
vital.
Hawaii.
So,
Where?
Madam Director, I was Chuuk representative for the city
Office of
programs
Interior.
in Bombay. We already put together that amendment for teacher certification for the national to sign it to allow the states to hire vocational teachers, experienced teachers without a degree. So with that certification signed by the president, then they can allow us to propose budget for professionals or traditional leaders who can lead us into those. So that's why currently you can see in this school only teachers with degree who run these CT afternoon programs. Me myself, because I have carpentry skills, I open up the carpentry class. Teachers with gardening skills and interest, they open up the carpentry skills. Teachers with science teachers with nursing skills, they're the one running the nursing program. But they were hired on teaching science.
But the challenging part is the facilities also,
Yeah.
because we're just using
The same regular classrooms.
as,
So we wrote out a proposal to LPS, and they commit to us that they will donate a facility for vocational. But it's still in process. There are some procedures that they have to go through. But they already pledged to us to give us 6 classrooms to accommodate these current vocational programs that they've been donating stuff for, like music, nursing, sewing, and even mechanics, auto mechanics. And Madam Director, I hope that our coordinator for CT, Ms. Tarla, happened to be what, first daughter? The president's daughter. And so if she could look into the certification, because I was on that committee for the past 3 years, for putting together that amendment for the president to sign. We were represented from all the states to put together that will deal with the issue of vocational teachers, traditional experts, where they can hire or teach without a degree.
Because it's already in the vocational and the teacher certification policy. It's the third option,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been implemented yet.
Yes, not in Chuuk.
Not in any of the 4 states. One thing to consider is also asking your legislature, because in YAP, they have 2 culture teachers at every school, 1 man culture teacher and 1 woman, but they use local legislature funds, local revenue.
Yeah,
So now
local
in the new CONCON, you guys will have revenue sharing for fishing license, so maybe you can present to your legislature
Yes.
that you could use that funding for that purpose or something. That money's gonna be flowing,
Yes, yes.
and it hasn't clear yet what they're gonna spend it on, so maybe if you get in first, you can kind of copy YAP on hiring local people with local revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yes, if we're going to hire and our local revenue will budget them, it's fine. But if we're going to use the compact money under education, then it will go through the certification policy. They will strictly deal with the requirements. But yes, but we're just grateful that we run these programs without actual traditional and the expert in those fields.
We experience that there are some families that hesitate for the word vocational as if it's lower than academic, and they're kind of tracking their kids. But one thing that's emerged is that vocational is really engineering. It's just a matter of almost marketing, because every island needs diesel engineers, diesel mechanics for the boat industry and things like that. And so the more that it's marketed as, you know, this is like an engineering track, which it is in many ways. We've noticed that that's been very visible in the transition.
She has one like attendance.
Oh, yeah? Were those uniforms for something?
You just bought it with the same material.
One thing that I just want to bring it up, as you've been inquiring what our sciences is, and we wish to see as our teachers in the program. As years goes by, lifestyle changes, everything changes from year to year. So from what our experiences learned from the classrooms and when we went out to the school, year by year things change. And there's a lot of experience that we experience here, how teachers deal with classroom management. And it's something that I encourage people to be focused on. Because today's lifestyle youth is really different than 20 years ago. With social media and all that, and how teachers deal with manage their classes, especially students. And it's always a concern for us throughout every school knows that. But it's just that we want to remind, we just want that it's something that our teachers will expose. Because as I said, not comparing with the elementary, each teacher is stick with maybe 25 students the whole day. But in this school, the teachers sit with under 25 students every day. So managing this under 25 a day is something that requires proper, careful school classroom management. So it's something I just want to highlight. It's something that we experience. It's not a major issue, but it's almost we see different teachers deal with handling classroom management. We misbehave students and it's very quiet and all that. It's something that discourages other parents. No, I don't want my student going there, even the progress and what I see that the school have, but with that kind of management, I don't want to send my student there. So these are some of the barriers that we just
hear you loud and clear. Without the attention, all the ever done instruction is worthless, right? So we always say the best classroom management is a really engaging lesson. If you bring out a robotics kid, you're probably not going to have any management problems because they want to learn how to build that thing, right? But other than that, we try to really teach the teachers how to like randomly call on students, do brain breaks, all these engagement activities, and even social emotional learning, that caring for the students to make them really engaged. 125
That's because that's the minimum load. A teacher must teach 4 hours.
So you're doing block rotation, you think?
Yes.
So they teach one lesson 4 times?
Yeah. So
Some 5. For this year, we started with 5 because we're lacking teachers. So majority of the teachers have full, there's no prep.
5 lesson plans. Not including the afternoon.
So from 8:20 to 1:02.
Do they teach
No
the
break.
same lesson plan each time, or they have like 9th grade math, 10th grade math, 11th grade math?
It depends on the department.
All the way up.
How the department
What we
manage.
encourage 1 class with 1 lesson plan because there are variety of students.
Some of,
But same grade level.
from experience within the classroom, even if we're teaching the same grade level, we have to come up with even different lesson plan because there's a gap between each sections. Yeah.
So you have your
Because we
sections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have,
In Chuuk High School, we have
6
Nine-
sections,
nine grade,
6 sections.
11th grade. Each of the section even have, there's a cap between each of the sections. So it's very hard for even the transition for one period to another period. That's also one challenging part for us, the teachers, because we're trying to switch from a different lesson plan to another. Especially if we don't have prep class. Even during a teacher, if we have a full load schedule, we even need a break to just drink water because just lecturing for 4 hours, we get.
No bathroom breaks, I know, right? The problem is if there's no prep time, then there's no team time. And it makes it really hard to integrate like STEAM or to do a really cool English, science, math unit plan. So to have that team talk, team planning.
That's one of the criteria that we fill for accreditation, because we don't have that peer observation.
There's no room for the others to go and observe because they were fully booked. They were fully scheduled. There's no break for them to, okay, I'm gonna go and observe my colleague here. So peer observation is different.
So even us administrators were teaching at least 1 or 2 classes. Just to help out
Teaching the
them.
afternoon, they both teach academic in the morning.
It's not easy, but I'm glad you are teaching because then you still have the face-to-face with students.
Maybe 2 years from now, we stroke.
And what she's saying, it leads to another issue. And that's one thing that I just want you to also remind. So throughout the program, reaching the gap is something that is a real issue. Our teachers, they came in with students with, they have to develop a way, a strategy for this certain group of students who join these students, but they don't learn. There's so much gap. So in the afternoon is our only best option then. That's why we have to wait for our snack program in order for us to hold these students back to get a snack and get a tutor or an intervention program that we offer this. It's just a way to at least offer some reaching gaps. Coming from elementary, there's so much gap that we need to answer. So we don't start out with just like pushing forward, but we have to also look at the gap.
For the 9th graders, we have 9 sections. So the lowest section is still that they have to big gap.
You have 9 sections and you said there were 300 of them, so you have 33
students in one.
in each section. And all of those in theory pass the high school entrance exam, or you have to take everyone?
It's not an entrance test. It's a placement test.
Placement test, okay.
So that's how we figure out where to place the students.
Which section?
Which section.
So I think Madam Director already presented by the NNRO. Northern Organizational Office, they presented to you our result, the result of all
Yes, I got the results of the placement test, and it's
Yeah, the reading and math, they were all confidential. So we, in our workshop, we work together that it's something that they will anticipate. And we will for sure put together intervention and bridging gap programs in the afternoon, because it's the only way we can move forward and bridging gaps.
I have a question on behalf of the university. In Hawaii, we've had high migration of Chuukese families and children, and the teachers there lack cultural knowledge about these students. They don't understand the culture, or if they're looking down, they think they're being disrespectful, but they're actually being incredibly respectful. So often our student teachers in Hawaii that are getting their bachelor's degree, they do something called an exchange or a study abroad. And they might go to Japan for 3 weeks, or they go to Switzerland for 3 weeks. But we're saying maybe they should go to Chuuk for 3 weeks.
Come here.
So what that would look like is, I don't know if it would be 10 or it would be 25, but you could put them out into all the classrooms. And from our perspective, they would learn so much about just culture and respectfulness and tradition. But from your perspective, maybe they could bring some of that technology and partner or teach with the teachers.
That would be really
So we're wanting to pilot that, and I was just speaking with the director, department chair, and she said, let's just do it, let's just pilot it somewhere. Get our teachers from Hawaii out there. So I'm seeing you nodding, so that's encouraging.
Us.
Yeah.
And
will be really good. That will be really good for them to help the population there, but also help us. Yeah.
Very reciprocal. I'll take that one.
Yes, please. I gave you one of these. Remember? Yeah.
I think it's about it. Is there anything, any more comments or before we head to the classes for the PACMED students?
Just thank you so much for your leadership, for your service in the facility. And we look forward to partnering well with you.
Thank you for visiting our campus, hearing our comments.
I wish we could talk to each other more smoothly. Thank you.
This is what you get for starting school ahead of everything. Because we look for schools that is already, yeah, so you're number one.
Eric, we call it Popuseri for. We start from the root. So if this is where we're going to start the pilot project, I pray. And going back to their home islands, they will share that experience that they have with volunteers coming from anywhere, especially the one you just mentioned. So when World Kids arrive, this is the school, and it impacts they bring a lot of good experiences with the community. And when we speak of community, we speak of all the islands in Chuuk, because this is where all the students are. And again, thank you for hearing such a wonderful program in the future. I hope you see it working. Now that she's here, I assume since we're the first to host this and hear this, then maybe I'm glad that we will also be the first. Give you some time for your time, and principal will now lead us to observation, especially with the family teachers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chuuk High School, we applaud for you. Yay! I always feel like dancing.
If it's not the first time, then yes. That's right. I don't expect that these are artists earlier when I arrived.
Yeah.